We start off with the first race and the Waste Management Off-Road Challenge. Animal Crossing, it's going to be cold, it's going to be icy, there's going to be a lot of slipping all over the track, but it's going to be a lot of fun with the Carter brothers out there. And Slam early on just looking like he's in a little bit of a zone, and I'm not talking about racing wise, I'm talking about zoning in on Pam. He's just absolutely loving that gorgeous body, and don't we all, but keeping his eyes on the prize early on, Shell Carter with an early first place finish. And as we're going to see, there's the top of the heap and there's the bottom of the heap, and sometimes you just aren't lucky. So look at that, the Shell, and then this thing has just, how do you get hit with that? Falls all the way to 9th. Could have had a nice finish, but that seemed to be the tale of the day going into the second race. For Donut Plains, and Slam and Pam are just having fun out there. T-Money, a hell of a race for her. Just look at that Shell work on Pam. The women not getting along on the track, and I got a few ex-wives in the room together at some point, and they do actually get along quite well. I was going to make a joke about them not getting along, but maybe it's just their dislike of me, but Slam Carter in first place, but they get along well. But here is where the weekend unraveled a little bit for Shell. He's got a chance to come back after a bomb, but that lightning just destroys his chance, ruins his items, and he ends up on the grass, a 7th place finish. Moving on to the third event. This is exciting. Moo Moo Meadows. Pam and Slam are having the time of their lives out there. Bloshi having fun in the big pink convertible, and just Shell Carter eating slice after slice of shell pie. But Pam and Slam are just dominating this early weekend. And we see Pam come in first. Between her and Slam, they're both tied at 27 points going into the fourth event. I mean, the lovers are just having a hell of a time on the track. We go into Yoshi Valley, one of the best tracks in off-roading, and it's just an interesting event. Early on, Midas dominating. That was sort of this has been his story all year, dominating these races early on, creating big leads, but just not able to handle the items. And as we look, this is the final 30 seconds. That lightning hits Pam, she's got a star. She turns it into a bullet, and the item luck just keeps coming. Look at her go. 3 mushrooms after the fact, and she's closing in on Midas, who had a dominating lead, was crushing the competition after some great bomb work early on, and she pulls off the incredible. And as Pam clinches her first ever win, we look at somebody else who's reaching the podium for the first time ever. A bit of a joke last week, but look at this mushroom work. Hit by the blue shell, hit by another shell. How long does this thing last? It doesn't matter. Bloshi just knows how to use those items. Moving on to event number 2, the Preacher Psychedelia series. Boy, oh boy, it's a wet and wild time, and Pam just made perfectly for her. And look at that. I mean, Lucky just having a tough time out there today, but you love to watch him ride when you do. I mean, we see Bebo quite a bit in these highlights, and it's usually as a star, and I don't mean on the top of the podium or throwing flames and fire, but he's getting in the mix. But ultimately, Pam just continues her magic weekend. Coming off that first place, she dominates with another first, and look at it, her lover number 2. At least that's what we think. But then coming in third and fourth, just Shell right behind Midas, but it's those top 4 as you see them. Number 2 event, we're going all the way over to Piranha Plant Slide. This is one hell of an event, and look at those racers coming over the gap. These Mies are just going back and forth at it again. And the scorned lover, and an unhappy bystander. Look at Pam go. She's just in a different zone right now. Another first place finish. Back-to-back firsts after that dominating early performance. Midas coming in, avoiding that Pam shell, coming in second place. And Slam just coming in and stealing the third after Shell eats another slice of shell pie. Moving on to event number 3 at Dolphin Shoals. And this is an exciting one. It's one of those things where, I mean, the water events, this is T-Money's forte. She loves it here. Never feels more at home. You see Bebo, he's got all the items in the world. I think he's less of a racer at this point, more of a brawler. He's having fun out there. But I mean, look at how this event changes on a single lucky bomb throw. This is what I love. Shell Carter blasting out of there, avoiding the bomb. He's had about 8 bombs this week. But Slam and Pam caught up in the fiery wreck. We see racers flying through as stars. It's a hell of a scene to take in. But up in front, Midas just takes care of business of first place. And here we have Carter, number 2, Shell Carter, and Slam and Pam just really struggling because of that bomb. Coming in 6th place. Pam is in 1st place going into this final event. Shell Carter in 3rd and Midas in 2nd. Close for everybody else. Slam Carter even has a chance at the podium, but Pam just needs to really take care of her business. Come in at least 1st or 2nd and she'll have it in the bag. But here we go. Everyone's coming over the gap. Everyone's having fun. Another little... Ooh, that was a big shell to the head. And look at Shell Carter. He pulls out that 1st place finish, but it is not enough. Pam comes in 2nd place. She clinches that event as well. A commanding lead at this point, 54 points. I mean, she's got 2 seconds, 2 firsts, and I think there's a lot to talk about there. Her relationship with Slam, I don't like. I'm going to be honest with you. I think we're all a fan of Pam on the track. We're, take our caps off to her and maybe a little bit more if we could. But we're going to scrap that. We're going to go back and we're going to scrap that. Cut that out for me, please. So anyway, you're going to cut that out. I don't want this to become a thing. You're giving me the thumbs up that it's cut out? Okay. Pam, let me just record it again. We're going to start that again. Pam, we got to take our hats off to her and just that because, it's respect in the workplace these days. I think that's better. But 54 points, just dominating stuff. Moving on to one of my favorite segments, the odds with Mike Austin. And oh boy, I think I look at these odds. I didn't get to bet this week, but I've got some predictions for next week that I'm going to save for a little bit. But I just want to say the love of betting is just taking off. I was in Saudi Arabia and, this guy came up to me, dressed really officially. He's got this black, just everything going on. He hands me a briefcase and it's got $1 million in it, I guess. And he says, put this down on Beloshi for first. And I go, okay, that's a pretty risky bet. He goes, I don't think it's that risky. So, betting fever is taking off. I'm really excited about placing that bet and seeing how it goes. And yeah, I think that's going to be fun. So I think, betting is just, imagine, your favorite thing, watching sports. I've covered the track forever. And now all of a sudden I can put all this knowledge to use and I can sort of double, triple, quadruple my income. And it's risk-free. Well, maybe not risk-free, but, everything that you do has risks. And none of the other things necessarily come with the big money payoffs as gambling does. So risk-free, maybe not. But, it balances out. I would say it's risk-free in the sense that, the payoff could be so big. Like, you see these commercials these days, and they make lots of good points. Basically, it says things like, you're betting every single time you do anything. It's got a guy, with a slice of pizza perhaps, and he's biting into it and goes burning your mouth because you bit too early and a 2-1 odds, things like that. And it does reframe gambling in a smart way for me. And, I guess what I'm saying through this is that everything is a risk in life. So to take away the fun risks like gambling, like maybe making a lot of money and, maybe buying ESPN one day. That would be my goal. I've got the Hog Fund right now, but the ESPN Fund, to be that good of a gambler, we'll see how it goes. That would take a lot of gambling, but you can make so many bets at once. But anyway, I'm going to be putting down some bets, I think, on MKS next week and MK1, and I might be sharing my ticket stub just to show people exactly where I'm putting my money. So I'm excited about that, and I'm excited to win a lot of money this week, so I'm rubbing my hands together already and counting my money before I get it. So, I'm excited about this. I guess I got to talk about the odds. Pamela's got good. I don't know.